And we're back for week number 3. Back for week number 3 with these video logs, this video series, which is just basically me talking about, my journey and where I am, what I'm doing. My last video was 17 minutes, a bit long for me just to be rambling. So I'm gonna try to keep this one a bit shorter. Last Saturday, it was the day before I launched my ads, which I was super scared of, but I launched them. And honestly, it went really well. I got a bunch of leads, and I got so many leads that I actually had to lower my lead spend, my ad spend. So the bottleneck that I'm kind of facing right now is that I have a full-time job with my dad, and he doesn't know that I have this marketing. So I can't really call people on the job, as well as I did do some sales calls. So I did get my first sales call in, and everything happened a lot quicker than I expected. I was expecting to get maybe 1, maybe 5 sales calls. Just to give you like a bit more understanding of where I'm at. So far, I've had about 70 to 80 leads opt in for more information. So out of all of those 80, I'm pretty sure I could have gotten at least 10 sales and at least 2 closes. At least, at the very minimum, that's almost a 2% close rate, which is not bad at this scale. I'm just starting off. What happened, right? So my sales call, the guy, when I pitched the price, he was like, no, this is crazy, way too expensive. Okay, not bad. But I was also very nervous because I didn't really know how I was gonna fulfill the orders for them. So I kind of started thinking about that part of the SMMA culture, and I realized that I really didn't have the infrastructure to fulfill. I didn't have the own supply for the demand. So cool, I have demand now. I have people interested, but now I can't offer them what I'm saying I'm gonna offer them, which is the service, because my account wasn't A2P verified. So I resolved that. I'm getting my account A2P verified. I did that on Thursday, and by today, tomorrow, or Monday, it should be verified to the point where I can actually start attacking these leads and actually offering the services that I'm telling them I'm going to offer. I decided to find a setter for YF Design, just so they can be in charge of calling the people, because I feel like I can also call them, but I can also find someone that can do it for a lot cheaper with a bigger, way higher ROI, and then focus on different parts of the business. So that's kind of where I'm at. To be completely frank and honest, at times, situations get rough. I got back from Venezuela 2 years ago now, 2 years ago in August. And it's been an interesting journey. I've tried a lot of things, I've failed in a lot of things, but just how I always say in my previous videos, never something like this, right? Never something like this, because I have a coach, I have a vision, I actually know the value that I'm providing. Like the service that I'm offering should actually be unbeatable, because I'm getting you into people's houses. Now, whose house is it? Or if you're gonna have the ability to close or not, I don't know. But I'm getting you into their house for a sales meeting. So I take away the headache of you having to call a lead, you having to get the lead on the phone, beg them for an appointment. Like, that's all taken care of, And so a couple funny things happened, because we needed a setter, and I really didn't think it was gonna be, I thought at first it was gonna be hard to find a setter. And I was thinking about running ads to third world countries to find it. But dude, once I was at a dinner with a friend of my dad, and he's an influencer. He has like 110,000 followers on Instagram. Just posted a quick 10-second video, like, hey, there's a remote position that I'm offering. blah blah blah, bilingual, and 50 people opted in for more information, which is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of people. I was not expecting that many people to opt in, and I came up with an offer for them, and literally only like out of the 12 interviews that I've had so far, only 2 of them have denied the offer, and this offer is honestly amazing for us because it's very low. It's a very low offer. So that's definitely like something I discovered. I'm just gonna put everything out there, everything that's in my mind. Um, I could literally like pay people for stories, like influencers in the Spanish market for stories to sign up for remote jobs to like publicize, advertise remote job offerings and interview them and explain to them what the job is. And as long as I can tell them exactly what to do and what I expect from them and offer that service to other people, bro, it's a ridiculous thing I discovered, because I can get hundreds of thousands of people wanting remote jobs in third world countries, interview them, pay them a fraction of a price, and sell the service to companies here in the United States or in Europe. So that's like one leg of it, right? One leg of it is finding the people that are willing to do the work for cheap. I found them. Now, the other leg of it is finding people that would pay more for that work, right? And that's like a whole different business venture that I'm thinking about. Like it's more like of a staffing business venture, like third world staffing business venture. But how would it be done? I really have no idea. I have no idea. But right now, the line that I'm working on, right? So finding people or businesses that need bilingual phone setters for their company, for the clients, and finding those bilingual phone setters. So right there, I have the client, I'm offering the service, and I'm fulfilling the service with someone else in my, and everyone makes money. They make more money because we're getting them to more clients. I make money because I'm helping them do that. And then the bottom of the food chain, I guess, makes money because I'm offering them a job and paid in a not American salary, but paid in American economy money. So that was a bit insane. That was a bit insane. You know, now I know that there's a super large loophole, which I'm just gonna put out there because it's abundant. Um, and I honestly don't see that many people doing it, but I could definitely offer that as a service. So it's just more like of a staffing agency as well, where I pay influencers in Spanish to post to get people to sign up to remote jobs, but then I need to find those remote jobs for them or make it for them, you know? So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. If I build a website where people can sign up for a remote job, and then other people can hire them, I feel like that's a killer website. And I know where to find them. Everybody wants a remote job. So it could probably even be something like a website where companies post job listings and then people opt into that job listing. So I have the people that would opt into the job listing. But how do I find the companies that need those people? So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, because it's kind of like a Fiverr, like a Upwork, like a LinkedIn, like a Indeed, but it's very like a Philippines, whatever company, but it's very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's very interesting. I just don't know who needs the service and what they're looking for. Like if I had my company, I need SDRs, right? I need SDRs that can call out and get people on the phone, whatever. But I have a database of people that would be willing to do remote work in Spanish. Maybe I just need to study more on the economics of a call center and how it works. Because I can have a remote call center. That's basically kind of what I'm doing right now. But how would I'm basically literally doing that right now, but just with SDR placements, not anything else, no other types of jobs, just SDRs. So I don't know how long this video has gone, but that's kind of where my head is at. It's 5:30 p.m., almost 6. It is 6 p.m. It's the longest I've taken to make a video in these past 3 weeks. Definitely wasn't going to go anywhere without making this video today, even if it was black night, dark as fuck at night. I wasn't gonna go anywhere. I didn't even talk about, or I'm gonna talk about. I have a full-time job, so calling up these leads is kind of hard for me. And I remember that I've been in communities where I've worked for free just for commission. So there's a huge community of sales reps that work for free just for commission. So the business model that I'm in is honestly amazing for this, because I don't have to pay anyone. They get paid literally 100% based off performance, which is great because the ticket is high. It's high ticket. And I feel like there's more upside to that other than paying someone like $310 a month plus $10 per appointment that gets booked. And maybe I could do that in the future, but right now I'm bootstrapped, and I feel like bro, is that right now the business is at a point where I'm willing to give up so much profit just to get it off the ground. If I could find a good closer, if I could find a good setter, and they just worry about that, and I just literally live my day by day, just doing my own stuff. I literally just need to find the demand and fulfill the supply. Find the demand and fulfill the supply, and just keep that cycle going, and just keep that cycle going. So I'm interviewing closers, I'm interviewing setters for Yoisa Media. I've had I've had 2 calls with 2 setters. I have possibly 3 closers interested, which would be cool to have 3 closers on that. I wouldn't have 3 closers. I would have 1 setter and 1 closer, but I would like to have the option of having 3 closers on that offer. And I would literally just be worried about the back end, the fulfillment side. And I'll just be worried about the fulfillment side until I can find someone that can worry about the fulfillment side. And then I just connect the dots. I'm just connecting the dots. But yeah, it's a bumpy road. It's definitely not up. I feel like right now we're still like charging the rubber band, charging that slingshot to eventually just when it goes, let it go and shoot off. Matt Gray talks a lot about, putting a price to your hour, and if there's someone out there that can do what you do for less money, then hire them. Hire them and then just keep working on the business. And that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to like the cold calling, or not cold calling, but appointment setting, because I'm not really there's people that would do it for free just off commission, and if they close something, a $3,000 ticket price deal, I would not be opposed to giving them $150 for that. So that's where I'm at. That's where everything is. You know, this week I hope to get A2P verified and literally start closing deals, having a setter for Yoisa Media, having a closer for Yoisa Media, having a setter for YF Design, and just, you know, continue to run it up and just continue to see where it goes. It's always everything goes going uphill. You know, sometimes it goes downhill, sometimes there's emotions, you know, like me, my wife. She's not where she wants to be right now, and I want to be able to provide for her. And even though, you know, things are moving, they're moving slow, but they're fucking moving, and that's the most important part. The most important part is that it's moving forward, that I'm not stopping, that I'm continuing, that I'm, you know, really, really doing my best to find the bottlenecks, because I want to find the bottlenecks to continue. And if I don't have any bottlenecks, then I'm not growing. I need to have bottlenecks. Companies need to have bottlenecks to continue to grow, because if you don't have bottlenecks, you can't solve bottlenecks. And if you're not solving bottlenecks, your company is not growing. So I'm solving the bottlenecks. I'm putting out the fires. You know, I'm putting out the fires, and I'm trying to build the business in a way where I'm not a slave to the business, but I actually am more of a operating officer, chief operating officer, and not a chief everything officer. You know, start delegating and, you know, start giving some money away to people that help me out throughout the journey, and tighten the margins as the company grows. So that's the update. That's the update for this week. I'm going to the movies today. I'm gonna watch Fantastic Four with my wife. Next week it will be September 27th. So my mom's birthday is on Thursday. We're gonna do something nice with the family, but I'm excited for what's to come. I really am. You know, I want to have time to just make content, just to make content like this. Like, if my whole day would be this, it would be very fun. It would be very fun. I would enjoy it a lot. You know, I would like to make content on self-help, spiritual growth, financial growth, content about, you know, your mind and how important your thoughts and what you say, your words are, and just really inspire, you know, I mean, inspire myself to continue going, be more routinistic, use my calendar more, be a little bit more organized, but, you know, just do my best to be the best version of me that I can. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm coming back next week. It's 3 weeks in a row. I've posted a video every single week, 3 weeks in a row. I'm extremely proud of that. So I don't want to stop posting videos at least once a week and just yap, you know. And once I have time to actually take this into a direction, I'll do that. But right now I'm just yapping. So follow my journey if you want to, or if you don't, do you. It is what it is, and bye.